Hey everyone, I wanted to add in this share about something that's happened for me in the last probably less than 24 hours. So I'm actually pretty sleepy because I didn't sleep a lot last night, but it's all good. I'm going to get a little power nap in after this. So the reason I did today's video about tapping on the negative is yesterday during the day, I noticed this, what I would call this descent, not to be super dramatic, but it was this sort of descent into darkness, I'll call it. And I haven't had a feeling like this in a really, really long time. And so when I was going to sleep, I was doing all this work and, oh, hey, Lori, so happy to have you here. I was doing all this work around just elevating my thinking. And it just, it was interesting. It seemed like nothing was going in. And the longer the day progressed, I would say it this way, the darker it seemed to get, my thoughts. And I was like, whoa. So I went and actually slept in the other room because I didn't want to disturb my husband. And I'm listening to Abraham Hicks like over and over and over again. And it's as if none of it is going in. None of it is thinking, and I'm like, man, something's weird here. Something's not, something's off. Because I can normally always get myself at some point to a better feeling place, but it was just literally like no matter how much stimulus I was given, it was not going in. So it's great to have friends in other countries that are on different time zones, because I have one friend in particular where if something's going on with her in the middle of the night, she'll text me and I'm up and blah, blah, blah. So we'll get on and chat and talk. And interestingly enough, I got up and I'm like, what is this like heaviness? And she had texted me. So we got on and we talked, and I was raised in a very devout Catholic religion. I have nothing against Catholicism. It just, there's a lot of programming that came in that as I got older, I realized wasn't really working for me. And I don't consider myself a particularly religious person. Definitely very spiritual, I would say, and growing and developing that. That's all part of this too. And I think tapping can really help us get more in touch with whatever that is for us, more in touch with our intuition or spirit source, whatever it means to you. I say the dinosaurs, whatever you believe about it. But so we were talking, and she was just telling me what was coming to her about this connection that's shifting in my life. I'm changing a connection with someone in my life, and what she saw about that. So she just said, let's just, because we set intentions together, and she said, let's get together and like pray about this. And I'm hesitant to say it this way. I mean, I'm totally a believer in prayer, but the power of two people coming together or more is huge. And it was astonishing to me how we were setting this intention, and she was just saying what was coming to her, and I was saying what was coming to me. And it's super powerful. If you can do this with anybody, I highly recommend it. And it was literally as if, this darkness just lifted. It just went. I mean, I was tapping, I was listening to everything. And what has unfolded since has been amazing. So the reason I wanted to share this with you is if you find yourself in that place where it's like, I am doing everything I can, it's not shifting, I highly recommend you intention set, pray in whatever that means to you, put it out there, just like, I'm out of here, I can't handle this, so handle it for me, whatever way that comes to you. And it was amazing, like just the lightness that was happening in my physical being and everything. And what has happened since then, I had a very tumultuous relationship with my mother. And my mother is now the screensaver on my phone since this. And I was with my sister in Philadelphia over the summer and taking pictures out of photo albums, and all these photos of my mother when she was younger are just so full of promise. So when I was doing yoga this morning, I was looking at these pictures of my parents, and both my parents had businesses that they started, and at one point it ended up, it didn't work out. And the way we can mind frick ourselves and go, oh, you know, is that supposed to be my destiny? Is that like my legacy? And it was amazing. Today I was like, wow, that's not my legacy at all. Like that's my parents had that entrepreneurial spirit, and now they're not here on the earth anymore, at least in human form. I was like, whoa, I can have this totally different way of seeing this. I've done a ton of tapping around my parents, but I literally set it out there to my parents like, hey, support me, help me, show me what I need to see. And then I was on a group tapping call with someone else, and then talking to my friend, and I was telling her about my mother and how my mother was so full of promise. And this picture, I'll post it in this group. It's such a picture of her. She's a maid of honor in this wedding, and this beautiful smile, and she's young and full of promise. And my girlfriend made the connection. Oh wow, Marty, think about full of promise. And my mother died very tragically. So it was, the connection was full of promise, and then you're going to die tragically. And think about the connection and the synapses in the brain that can happen. Like, these are the things that tapping uncovers that we can release. And when she said that, it was like, whoa, oh. So I did this tapping on it with this picture of my mom. And I mean, the releasing I had was amazing. Hey, Nico, great to have you here. And who else is here? It's hard. I can't tell everyone that's here. So if you're here, I'm happy you're here, whether I can see your name or not. But it was so amazing. Like, I literally feel like I have shed, I don't know, a couple thousand pounds of heaviness. And it's like this, you know, we tap on stuff over and over at different times, but this was a whole new aspect. And I literally feel a lightness of being around this. I have not felt in this way in quite a while. And literally, like, as I was tapping on this stuff with my mom and releasing the fact that I don't have to be someone that's full of promise and end tragically, and you don't either. Your business doesn't, your life doesn't, your world doesn't. So whatever connection you have with, say, parents or history or things, like the way we what if ourselves to the negative, like, oh, what if that fails? Well, what if I fly? What if I soar? What if it can be different for me? What if I can release this? Think about it this way. If this energy of this person, whether still on the planet or not, can absolutely be, from a broader perspective, this energy that supports you. And I'm a firm believer, like, I had so much emotion coming up and so much releasing of, like, old paradigms in my head. And it's just amazing what has happened since, like, I'm lying in bed last night. I had 2 hours of sleep, and I'm like, what is going on with me? And to release that, and to know what has shifted. So in your darkest moments, know that there is amazing transformation around the corner for you, and get with someone that can help you through that. You're not alone. You are not alone. And I even knew, like, last night at one point when I had this really dark thought go through me, I'm like, whoa, that's like not even mine. It was just, and to have that friend that I could reach out to, that, and we help each other that way, and then to have, you know, tap on myself, and then to be able to tap with the person I tap with, like, epic. And I just wanted to share this. So never, ever, ever, ever give up. There is always huge transformation that can follow something like this. And like I said, my mother's the screensaver now on my phone, and I look at this beautiful smile she has, and I'm like, she was full of promise, and she has that, and that energy was always in her. Unfortunately, in life, what happened with her is she allowed things to overcome her, so, and then for her life, and so tragically, it doesn't have to be that way. And I feel absolute love and support from my mother now in such a profound way. And so I really hope this is helpful, and I just wanted to share this. And so if you need to tap on that, you know, when you get stuck in the negative, get somebody to help you. Like, come together and set an intention together, and ask each other for support that way. And ask that person, what do they see? What do they envision? Because they can make connections that we can't always, you know, make. I do it for a freaking living, and I get so much more out of talking to someone else, even though I can get myself to a good place. So connect up and get that support you need. And I just wanted to share that. So, and I'm going to post a picture of my mother on this because it's such a beautiful picture and just such hope and promise. And that's there in all of us, no matter what clouds have come in. We can part those clouds still here on this in this earth and bring forth the best in us and be the best versions of ourselves. So thank you all for being here. Oh, I can relate to this about my parents and a view of my marriage. Oh, so awesome. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't want to say your name wrong, so thank you so much for saying that. What a beautiful thing. And yeah, your mom is happy for you. She totally is. I totally feel that, Nico, supporting me. So thank you so much for being here and sharing. And that's it. And bye for now.